I hope you're doing great. Now, I want you all to close your eyes and imagine yourself. You're fearless. Nothing in this whole world scares you or fears you. How would your life be? It should be great. You can climb mountains, hunt beasts, or you can counter death itself. But fear is something embedded in our minds and our spirits. It prevents us from doing stuff that are harmful for us, but unfortunately it also prevents us from doing good things. One of these fears is the fear of failure. It's also called phobia. It's an abnormal fear and a type of specific phobias that often prevents us from achieving our goals and living our lives to its fullest potential. And also a restrained lifestyle. This fear doesn't only affect our lifestyle and our will, but also affects our mental health. Failure results in feelings such as anger, disappointment, guilt, and regret. But fear and failure results in feeling of shame. Shame might not seem as a big deal, but according to psychologists, shame is a toxic feeling that doesn't make you feel bad about a past situation or past decision like regret and guilt, but it makes you feel bad about who you are, your identity, your what you can do. It makes you feel worthless and destroys your self-esteem and your ego. For example, you will not trust yourself in doing anything in your whole life. This fear paralyzes us. And also, it results in a lot of stuff. For example, you start, you become enclosed in a cocoon. You do routinely stuff. And beside your daily routine of work and going to study and doing stuff like that, you start to go to restaurants that you usually go to because you know you're going to be satisfied and you will not regret your decision. Also, what this fear does is it makes you feel.
ويحيى.
Yes. This fear does actually stop a lot of people from doing what they want. Let's take an example. You want to go into a race, for example. You will start preparing yourself, and thus making high expectations for yourself, for example, to win. And other people's, like your parents, for example, expect you to win. You're there afraid that you will not meet their expectations. You will let them down, and you will feel bad about this. So you feel failing is not an option for you. You start avoiding this, so you won't fail anyone, or you won't fail yourself. To avoid this, there's two things that causes it. First thing is overthinking. Philosophers found a way to cure this overthinking. You need to imagine a sphere. A sphere that contains your behavior, for example, let's say behavior and character and your values and stuff like that. These things are called internals. Outside of this sphere, there is things such as other people's opinions and what's the other world completely. For example, the weather, the environment, stuff like that. In order to avoid overthinking, you need to focus what's inside of the sphere, the internals, which you can alter by demand. You can alter your values, you can change, for example, you can change the presentation or the way you talk or the way you stand or something like that. Thus, you will affect things that are outside of the sphere, like what people think about you, and what For example, the environment, stuff like that, you can change just by changing yourself first. Second thing is emotional thinking. You think with your emotions. For example, you want a raise or a promotion in your work. You want to go to your boss and ask him directly. But you're afraid. You start thinking about what if he fires me? What if he don't give me this raise or this promotion? You're only thinking about the worst case scenario in this situation, and you're ignoring the best outcome of the situation. We need to remember that each situation in life is a double-sided coin. It has a 50-50 chance of either going wrong and being the worst case scenario or being the best outcome you ever imagined. And lastly, we need to remember that failure is just a huge step towards success. Failing at something makes you learn about it more and thus increasing your chances of succeeding in it the next time. So the only thing you need to remember, failure is learning. Learning is success. Thank you.